Good morning, everybody. My name is Barry Schwartz, and this is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is Friday, October 31st. Happy Halloween. And this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com. We got Google search ranking volatility, Search Console Insights has a new query groups report, Disney's Google Sitelink hack, reviews start to disappear. We don't know why. And Google and Microsoft announced earnings, plus so much more. So definitely stay tuned. And of course, I'd like to thank our sponsor, SEMrush. Did you know that SEMrush launched SEMrush 1? This new solution unites traditional SEO and AI search into a single interface. This helps brands measure and grow performance across virtually every search, from Google AI discovery engines, including ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity, and other major LLMs. Definitely check out SEMrush 1. Thank you, SEMrush, for sponsoring. Okay, so we got some Google search ranking volatility. What would be a Friday video without a talk about a Google search ranking volatility? This happened around October 27th, October 28th. Again, no core update yet officially from Google in the past several months. Again, not expecting one. I mean, I'm sure expecting one anytime soon, but it's been weird that we haven't had one in a while. There was a lot of chatter around October 27th, October 28th. So if you did see ranking volatility around then, you're definitely not alone. Then Google announced in the Google Search Console Insights a new report called Query Groups. It's not really a new report. It's basically grouping queries into one lump sum by category. So if my website's about SEO, it might have a topic around search engine optimization, SEO, all these keywords related to SEO, like SEO optimization, all these keywords, and group them into one bucket called SEO. And then I might make another bucket for AI and say AEO and GEO and lump that into AI SEO or whatever it might be. It's a really cool way of looking at your queries, but if you're going up or down by group of queries, and those are called query groups, they are slowly rolling out to everybody, but you might not see it yet because not everybody sees it yet. Plus, if you don't have enough query volume, Google's not going to be able to group those queries because there's not enough query volume for Google to group. So that's a cool new report there. Disney has had a hack for the past week or so where if you do a search for Disney account in Google search, Google will basically go ahead and just give you a bunch of site links, and one of those site links might be about Blackhat SEO. I tweeted about this last Sunday. Got a lot of attention. A lot of SEOs tweeted about it and shared on social. Google did not do anything about it. And what's weird is that as of yesterday, and let me check right now, it might be gone. And as of yesterday, it was still there. It was like a hack for a week or something. It's just, I guess SEOs want to prove a point. So it is weird. Just a reminder from Google, John Mueller basically said that URLs are case sensitive with Google search, but Google will canonicalize them based on what it thinks it might be. So if you go ahead and link or have multiple URL structures where some you put like a capital B as opposed to a lowercase b in some places, Google will probably consolidate that using canonicalization, but you probably want to control that for yourself according to John Mueller and not leave it up to Google. Google's John Mueller basically said and summarized that URL path, file names, and query parameters are case sensitive. The host names, the domain names are not case sensitive. So domain.com. Case sensitive matters for canonicalization, so it's a good idea that you can be consistent there. And he also said if it serves the same content, it will probably be considered duplicate and folded together. But you don't want to hope for Google to do that. And case sensitivity URLs also matter for robots.txt files. So keep that in mind when it comes to case sensitivity with SEO. John Mueller also spoke about what the best CMS content management system is for SEO. And he basically said nowadays it doesn't matter. Most CMS platforms are perfectly fine. They all render HTML and they do all the basic stuff that you need to do for SEO. So it doesn't really make a difference. Of course, people think WordPress or whatever platform is the best. It doesn't matter. You can build your own. As long as you do all those things, it's fine. And then we spotted an interview of Robby Stein on the Silicon Valley Girl podcast where Robby Stein was asked about how do you do SEO for AI mode and so forth. And they asked if it's a lot like SEO. And he said there is a tremendous amount of overlap between SEO and doing SEO for like AI mode and so forth. He said the only real key difference is how people search. He said people search more long-winded, more complex terms and so forth. So the search has kind of changed, but doing the practical SEO for that has not changed. Nice find there, Gagan, for spotting that. And then Google is rolling out early access to Gemini for Home Voice Assistant. We actually knew this was coming. Google said, yes, Gemini will replace the Google Assistant at some point, and this is Google's first attempt. If you're in the US, you can actually opt in to have early access. You'll get an email when you have access, but looks like Gemini is coming to those Google Assistant devices. Also on the Google review side, it seems like reviews are disappearing from a lot of business profiles, slowly, but consistently over time. And Google has not responded to this yet, but there's been, over the past few weeks or so, Jason Brown, Gilbert, and a bunch of us local SEOs are saying, what's going on? Where are my reviews? Why are they disappearing? A lot of local businesses are saying, where are my reviews? Why are they disappearing? So there is a lot of weirdness going on. Google has not responded to this yet. It doesn't seem like we have a fix anytime soon, but hopefully Google will respond and we'll hear more from Google about that. And then on the Google Business Profile side, again, Google Posts, that feature Google Posts, the native web interface where you actually control the Google Posts, there was never ability to schedule anything. And now, according to spotted by Robin, who sent this to me via YouTube channel Momentum 360, he basically showed a screenshot of a schedule this post directly in the Google Post screen, which I've never seen before. I still don't see. So maybe Google's testing this feature with some people. It would be nice to be able to schedule those posts. Also, on the Google Business Profile What's Happening feature, which launched a few months ago, now is expanding. Google, it used to be only available for a single location. Now it's available for multi-location places, including restaurants and bars. So keep that in mind that if you have a multi-location restaurant or bar, you can now use this What's Happening feature, which is really cool to use. On the Google Ads side, Google Ads may be releasing campaign-level audience exclusions for Performance Max campaigns. This is spotted by Satoshi Ando, who also spotted by Dario Zanoni. Basically, he said, show this screenshot from Japan that controls exclusion remarketing lists from PMax campaigns. This is a big change because before we didn't have this, and it seems like Google's slowly rolling this out to some advertisers. Also, on the Google Ads side, there's this new investment strategy recommendation page. In the recommendations tab, there's this new screen that says investment strategy. It provides account level suggestions to help you understand the potential impact of increased investment on your key metrics such as clicks, conversions, and conversion value. This is different from the performance planner, so definitely take a look at that. It's a new page that gives you recommendations. Of course, be wary of Google recommendations in Google Ads. And then also on the Robby Stein Silicon Valley Girl podcast interview, she asked, are Google Ads going to go away with these new AI mode and new AI searches? And Robby Stein, I think, was taken back by the question because, of course, Google Ads is not going to go away. That's where Google makes their money. But basically, he said, no, Google Ads is not going away. I don't see that happening, he said. And he also said that it may change. They may have new ad formats and so forth, and Google's testing stuff all the time, but Google Ads is not going away. And then Google seems to be launching Merchant Center for agencies. So if you are an agency that manage a bunch of Google Merchant Center platforms for your customers, there's going to be one centralized place where you can manage them all in one fold and get overview screens of all your clients and so forth. That's cool. It's coming out sometime soon, so really nice to see that. And then Merchant Center, again, Google Merchant Center seems to be rolling out promotion analytics in the Merchant Center overview tab. This is spotted by SERP Alerts. Brody Clark, he says these new reports called your performance at a glance, and also performance in the last 28 days. Nice new report if you're doing promotions in Google Merchant Center to take a look at that. It gives you some overview highlights of your analytics. And then on Google Merchant Center, there's also this new promotions restrictions feature called Preferred Audience for promotion restrictions. And Google Merchant Center now allows you to define an audience when creating a promo, and you can then choose to show promos only to that new customer base. There's a new setting in there. This is spotted by Heidi Sturok. So nice find there. On the legal side, Google took a blow, they lost in a judge ruling where Google cannot relitigate the core antitrust facts. So this is going to give the plaintiffs in the ad tech monopoly case a little bit of a faster way to get damages and remedies for their case. They're not going to have to go relitigate all the stuff that was already happened in the antitrust case earlier. The judge said, no, you're not going to do that. Instead, we're going to call that all done, and you're going to have to go ahead and now go to the next phase of this case. So there's a big blow to Google, who tried to relitigate that stuff. It's not going to happen. And then both Google and Microsoft announced earnings calls this week. Google had a massive quarter, first time they hit over 100 billion in revenue. Their overall revenue was up, I think, about 16%. Their ad-specific revenue was up about 13% at 74 billion. Whereas Microsoft's overall revenue was up about 18% at 77 billion. Overall, Google made a lot more money in terms of overall revenue than Google and then Microsoft, but both of them saw increases in terms of overall ad revenue. Google, again, saw an increase about 13% in overall ad revenue. Microsoft saw an increase about 16%. So it was big ad dollars for them. I have charts for each one, so definitely take a look at that. In any event, thanks so much for listening to the Search Buzz video recap. My name again is Barry Schwartz, and this is the search news we covered over the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com. Again, thanks to SEMrush for sponsoring. Check out SEMrush 1. Everyone have a great, safe weekend, and I'll see you guys next. Goodbye.